Hey, Robert McCullough here. So, okay, here we are, very, very close to school starting. I'm still, this is my last work day before the kids actually come back. But I did receive an interesting question the other day. I was with some older gentlemen, and they were talking about the current political state of things. It is mid 2020 now. We're in just starting September, so the political climate getting a little heated. Okay, I'm being nice. It's getting very heated. But I was with some older gentlemen, and they were really talking and going on and on about what they see are the issues, and sure, I was just going along with it, listening to what they have to say, taking it in, and one of them finally looked at me and goes, and says, "Hey, you're a social studies teacher. What do you think? What's your stance?" Well, all right. So I thought I'd record this video. What is my take on everything that's going on? Well, here's my take. Now, remember, and I want you to know, this comes with a caveat. This is my personal take. This is not the end-all, be-all. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody has different issues and people they support. This is just what I'm seeing, what's going on, and it could be right, could be wrong. That's just what I'm going off of based on my life experiences, based on what I see every day, not only in my classrooms, but just in the world. And you're welcome to disagree. So if you want to disagree, cool. But let's talk about it if you do disagree and have a civil discussion about it. Because that actually kind of relates to my take. All right, so without further ado, my take on the political climate is actually that it has gotten extremely, unnecessarily hostile. And I'm not really concerned with what side of the aisle you lie on. In fact, actually, the fact that there are only two sides does bother me. I have an issue with that because I think that's one of the main reasons why we've gotten to be where we are today. What we have are two extremes pushing the other further and further. So we've gotten to where we only have really two sides to choose from. And all they do is push each other more and more extreme. So one side will try to top the other, and they'll go a little farther to one side, and that pushes a response from the other side to go, and they end up going a little further away. So you have these two sides that have continuously gone further apart, and they can get to such extremes that they refuse to compromise on almost anything. So now you have two warring extremes, and I don't think many understand that they've got to an extreme. I think most people actually have no idea that they are extreme. Extreme views rarely see themselves as extreme, if ever. So now we're in this place where we're forced to choose between one extreme or the other. You've got one side calling the other fascists. That side calling the other side socialists or communists. I mean, you've got one extreme versus another here. How's that going to end? Okay, so how can that end? Well, it can end a number of ways. Sure. I try to see things as not black and white because guess what? We don't live in a black and white world. I can look out my window and I see greens and purples and grays and browns and reds. We do not live in a black and white world. We live in a very multicolored world. However you want to take that, however you want to see it, that is the world we live in. So being forced to choose between one or the other is not conducive to a democratic society, in my opinion, because they're just pushing each other further and further away. So here we are. We got to choose. We're choosing between extremes now. So who knows? It could end in one extreme taking over. Well, if one extreme takes over, I don't care what extreme it is, that's not going to be good for the general populace. Or, who knows, we could end up in a very, very violent, hostile situation. This country was in one of those. Tore the whole country apart. I really don't want to see that happen again. So I don't care what your view is, what your stance is. Maybe just try to listen to a different perspective. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to agree with them, but listen to them, and don't try to make somebody listen to you. Be the change. You listen to the other side. Because trying to make another side make the first move, we can see what that's doing in Washington, D.C. Exactly. So try to listen. Okay, you may view something a certain way. But if you find yourself in any situation with somebody who has a totally different view, just listen. Acknowledge them as who they are. A person with views. You don't have to agree. And if you want to discuss your views, then discuss them. Just try to civilly. Try to understand that they may not change. They may not change their views. It's not your job to make them change their views. You can express yours, but try to listen to theirs as well. It's really not that hard. That's why I don't understand. I do kind of understand, actually, why we're at where we are now. Because people they latch on to certain things, and that's the end-all be-all. They'll latch on to one issue, and then any remotely opposing views are evil and wrong. Maybe they're just different views. Maybe they're not wrong. Maybe they're not evil. Maybe they're just different. And different's okay. So listen. Just try to listen. That's really, I think, one of the best things we can do right now is just try to listen and keep an open mind. So hopefully that will happen. Then again, maybe not. Only time will tell. Either way, the path we're on right now is pretty destructive. Like, literally destructive, if anybody's following the news. So, that's my take. That's my personal opinion. As a teacher, I try to keep my own opinions muted severely, because it's my job to help people understand, that there are differing views. So actually, a lot of times I end up playing devil's advocate in my classroom. Whatever their view is, I oppose it. I'm the other side. That's to help them understand that there are other sides. So even though maybe there's going to be somebody who sees this that goes, well, what side are you on? That's what side I'm on. I'm on the side of compromise. So, yeah. Now I've got the conundrum of figuring out what to do. Because is there an outlet? Maybe we need to start making an outlet for the people who are just being forced to go, crap, what the heck what am I going to do now? What am I going to vote? Which way? I don't know if we will be able to. Hopefully we can. But that's my stance. So, if you agree, you're more than welcome to. I have close friends who disagree. I have close friends who are on either side of the aisle. I have some friends that are extreme left. I have some friends that are extreme right. But guess what? We're still friends. Because we can talk about it. Maybe they're not as extreme as they once were. Maybe they're getting further extreme because I'm just one friend. I don't talk to people as much as I used to because, well, there's a pandemic going on. Whether you believe it or not, believe in it or not, it still exists. The entire world believes it exists, so you can disbelieve it, but we still gotta do what we gotta do. So I'm sure that maybe those friends are. I hope they're doing well, whatever their views are, and we kind of talk sometimes, but not as much as we used to. It's just the way things are at the moment. But again, that's my personal take on our current political climate. Is it's gotten very, very extreme, pushing the extremes, pushing each other to further and further extremes, and now we have serious issues. So, and hopefully it doesn't get that much. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. Hopefully it only gets better. Again, only time will tell. So I will say, whatever the outcome of this November's elections, please there are outlets. Please try to keep it civil. If you disagree with who your chosen representative is, let them hear it on whatever issue. However they're voting as your representative, flood them with emails, phone calls. That's your right. And let them know. Let your voice be heard. Okay? Don't just stay quiet. Don't just, go out and start causing more problems that we don't need to deal with, that nobody needs to deal with. Listen. Give it a shot. Again, whether you like it or not, that's my 2 cents. So, good luck to you all, and to any other teacher that might see this, getting ready to go into this crazy semester, or especially to those who have already started going back to school, and to you kids who are back in the classroom. Try to be patient. Good luck. Good luck to us all. And let's just do what we need to do. We'll get through it. Take care.